Hey Chris,
Yeah.
you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Russia mobilizing in 1914.
Oh yeah.
Hello everybody, Ocardman here, bringing you Stardew Valley with friends. We have Field Marshal, also known as Chris, and we have Blofeld Glowlamp, also known as Jake. Say hi.
No, just only Blofeld Glow Lamp. It's my only name. I had it changed.
Yeah, you wish.
Nah,
I
you'd have your name changed to fucking Blowjob. Anywho,
Never. Only Blofeld.
oh, also
Roseland.
thank you for the follow, EZV. That was straight up. Alright, so play with the leaves, and we'll start up the world. Alrighty, so I might need to turn down the volume a bit.
Sweet.
Alright. Just so it's not too loud while I'm playing. There we go. Boom.
Oh shit. Connection failed. I'm giving it another go.
Looks like Chris was able to join, so this is a you
No,
problem.
I'm able to actually.
Alright guys, so this is going to be the Four Corners farm. We're all kind of separated because chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos reigns. That sounds like a little bit, still a little too loud on my end. Just put it to there, that should be fine. We're not here for the actual sound or anything. Alrighty. So yeah, everyone gets their own little huts, although everyone else, we're kind of cut off from each other at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't, we can't access each other until, like, we've upgraded our tools. And we have our own money, so we're gonna have to stay on top of all that stuff.
Yeah.
Also, Jake, I did mention this to Chris earlier. Just keep an eye on the community bundles and actually, like, fill them in if you can,
Yeah, no worries.
so that it's not just me doing them.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. I'm just making up my accoutrements.
Oh yeah, we found out it is possible for you to get a pirate hat in this game. You can make it.
Oh yes.
And I knew you would,
Excellent.
like, absolutely love that.
I did tell you not to tell him that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
No, it was something else that you told me not to tell him.
No, it was that.
Oh. Well,
So
shit.
remember, the pirate he made in the last one, he looked like a hipster. I can only imagine a hipster pirate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
hippie.
My favourite thing is English ships.
Spanish Galleon's old son. Get more loot.
Yeah.
I think I made my character's favorite thing, like, pizza or something.
Yeah, I might actually go Spanish galleons. All those pieces of 8, can't turn that down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
Apparently I can't
Too
aim.
long.
Gonna have to be English ships. Word restriction.
Fancy them. Tapping your creativity.
Yeah, bastards. This is like Scribble Noughts when they did the same thing.
How
Even
dare
though
they
they
not
don't
allow
go-
me to search up porn?
Yeah, well, the internet's getting that way.
Nah, I was more devastated that I couldn't summon fucking Batman in, like, the first Scribblenauts game, even though there is, like, a Scribblenauts DC crossover game.
Yeah.
Like, I was just sad that they didn't add it in so I could just summon Batman.
Yeah, no. I agree. It was bullshit.
I need to actually do, like, a proper, like, stream that, like, as a play. That'd be fun to stream.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I 100%ed that thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, all the trophies,
Nice.
like, all the achievements for it.
Nice.
My only game on Steam that has all the achievements unlocked. That was
Yeah,
fucking
I've never done
Scribblenauts. I need to be careful with this long grass because I want to turn it into hay.
Yeah, oh, I'm not taking out too much, just enough to plant my parsnips.
Also, the silos are shared,
Yeah.
so a maximum 2 silos for the entire farm should be fine.
Yeah. Oh,
Like-
that definitely makes sense. I get that.
And
Like communal
probably,
silos in the Middle Ages.
yeah, probably like whoever gets to be the first person to build a coop gets the coop and stuff like that, so that we're not having like duplicates of like that.
Yeah, no, getcha.
Anywho. Goody. Gosh darn it. So many valuables. So little time. Alright. Let's go this way. Man, I love the soundtrack for this game.
Yeah, it is good.
I've heard better.
What's with the spite?
I don't know, just thought I'd have something different.
I feel attacked, good sir.
As you should. Wasn't meant to be a friendly gesture.
Good old Gunter.
Gunter.
Gunter. Remarkable. It's very old. I'd love to study this in greater detail, but it is yours. I've got a favor to ask you. Would you consider donating any new artifacts or minerals that you find? We could make a groundbreaking discovery together. Oh, and who knows? If you keep donating, I might come across some interesting items to send your way.
You know what would have made that better?
What?
If you'd have stopped after I might come across. Don't check on what?
Alright.
I always told you Gunther had a soft spot for you.
And now let's leave.
Get a bit creeped out, did we?
I'm always creeped out.
If you have, then I've done my job.
Ah, fuck, that's right. We don't have fast travel on this farm. I'm just trying to use the cart.
Nice.
Well, we were playing our, like, advanced farm, like, just, like, a few minutes beforehand, so...
Come on, your short-term memory can't be that bad, surely.
You'd be surprised.
No, I really wouldn't. I've known you for that long, nothing surprises me.
I think I forgot to notify Discord that I went live. I might need to do that, like, when the night ends.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, probably.
Just get the Discord police coming after you. You didn't notify us.
There's apparently a bitrate, like, police or something. If you're, like, in a call by yourself for, like, 5 minutes, they'll kick you out.
Really?
To save your, like, fucking, something. I can't remember. Only affects, like, private calls, not calls, like, the chat rooms that are in, like, Discord channels.
Yeah.
Like, I'll read out a a message from it, like, in a moment. When I, like, actually go to check and notify my, Discord that I actually went live. Oh, how much energy do I have left? 8. Nah, I'm cutting it too close.
You're cutting it fine. I've only got 1.
Oh, fuck.
If Bob Ross made a mistake.
Bob Ross is very scary.
He looks even scarier this iteration of him. He's got teal or cayenne hair
Oh Jesus!
and a white shirt.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Alright.
Where are you, Chris? Oh Jesus! Oh, look at my guy.
Hang on, turn your character to the front. Cool, we look like a couple of hippies trying to regain our youth.
Yeah, I just thought pirates in shorts was a funny idea.
I love how I'm the only one alone. I'm the only one actually cast out.
Yeah, well, that's your own fault.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you look too normal. Yeah, we're the outcasts and the freaks. We just hang out over here.
Oh, the thing disappeared. The message that I got from the something police.
I was tucked into bed.
Oh god. Clint. I'm not gonna bother reading out everything fucking Clint says. Otherwise, we'd be here all day. Fucking Clint.
Leave him alone, he tries very hard. But annoying people.
I mean, at least it gives you the furnace the first time you meet him. That's probably the only good thing he does. Alright, let's see. Advertisement. Gotta love advertisement. Oh wait, there's another one. Hello there! Just got back from a fishing trip. You should come down to the beach sometime. I've got something for you, Willie. I don't even have a fucking water source. Oh wait, yeah I do. A little pond. Alright, never mind. I was a bit worried. Oh, god damn it. Wow. I'm making novice mistakes here.
That's what usually happens when you stream.
Yeah, that's great. Although apparently my bitrate's not doing too good.
Huh.
Probably because, like, I've got the video up as... Yeah, let's hide the player. My bitrate might return back to being stable. Because normally it's on excellent, which is weird for my internet.
Yeah.
Nice. We got a geo.
Ah, yeah, nice. Do you guys have, like, the cell box?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys don't have one. So we're gonna have to share the cell box until, or you guys will just have to sell it, like, at shops. Until you go to Robin's and buy your own one.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to constantly come up to my farm to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait! Wait a minute! We're not actually separated. Like, I thought we would be able to actually get to each other's farms. Hello. What the fuck? Where is your shirt?
I apologize, it's white. Like, you gotta water these every day.
Yeah. I watered them yesterday, I'll water them just now.
I've done the top row and the top 2 rows for you, you just gotta do the bottom ones.
Yeah, no worries.
Don't anyone be mining in my area, you all can fuck off.
I wasn't mining, I was just having a look around.
I'm not talking to you.
Me?
It's just a general warning. Don't get Bob Ross and his paintbrush angry.
Also the middle area, which has, like, the fucking... the cave, the, greenhouse and all that, that's, neutral ground. No King's Land.
Yeah, I know. That means land, you mean?
Yeah, sure.
What'd you call it? No King's Land?
I don't know.
What? Hang on, are you in this scenario inferring that you were a king? The only thing you would be a king of, my good man, is king of shit.
But haha! I'd still be a king.
Yeah, but
Yes,
be
with your own...
nobody else wants it.
Exactly, with your own personal pile of shit.
But I would still be a king.
Yeah, you can be a king of shit, my friend. Feel free.
Oh well, I've got to give him credit, at least he's looking on the positive side.
Yeah, he's gonna be a good
As opposed to taking the negative.
I think that he's what this role is needed. We haven't had a good king of shit in years.
Well, there's a few good kings of bullshit, but... the kings of actual shit.
Alright, I was waiting for it. It's such a newbie fucking tactic is to pass out because they're not paying attention to the NG.
Says the dude he's been playing like a noob for the past day and a half.
Yeah. I lost track of myself. I was really getting into that wood chopping.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens.
Yeah, it does take it out of you.
You'll always lose track when you're fucking wood chopping.
Yeah.
You always lose track when you're playing with wood, especially your own. I don't have to keep my comments PG-13, do I?
No, I think I have like a notification. Like, I think I tick something on Twitch that stops that.
Oh, thank God for that. My sense of humour doesn't suit PG-13.
Yeah.
I do plan to put this on YouTube, though, so... But I have said that my content isn't kid-friendly. It's not plus 18 restricted, but it is not kid-friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, great, now I'm gonna have to watch what I say. God.
Yeah, you can't go full depth like the Santa Claus jokes we were making. Oh, actually, that might fit. That might fit.
Take away all me fun. Mummy wants a new laptop for Christmas and Daddy wants a ho-ho-ho.
I'm pretty sure there's a brothel down the street.
No, he doesn't want any ho, he wants a ho-ho-ho.
So he wants a foursome.
No, he wants a 3-star ho.
3-star.
I don't know how you check the stars, but I'm curious to find out. Maybe you tug on one of their ears and the stars pop up above their head.
Nah, it's a crotch tattoo.
Oh.
As they earn their stars, they get a new tattoo.
Come on, don't wish that on sex work. You've got enough crap to deal with. Thanks, Dave. Alright, I've got to go for dinner.
Alrighty. We'll keep
worries.
chatting.
Yeah, I guess.
Can't I just get out of the game and you two keep playing and I'll join back in?
Yeah, that should
Yeah,
work.
that'll work.
Yeah.
Okay, got you when you get back.
Have fun.
We won't.
Try not to kill each other. I mean, I know it's tempting, but don't.
It's not my fault he's so easy.
Yeah, and he's
Don't-
so killable.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, but then again, that doesn't leave you a lot of scope.
Yeah, we gotta try to keep within war conventions.
Yeah,
Nah,
'cause
I tend to like my war crimes.
Well, what would happen if I,
And on that note, I'm going.
Oh, come on! I had a good line there. What can I say? I'll get him when he gets back.
Yeah. Oh no. Ooh. Oh, you fucking stupid fish. Stay in the green bar.
Yeah, I better actually go do that.
There we go. Oh, I got a flounder. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Alright, I kind of wasted the time I had planned to go to the shops, so...
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be red. Okay, do it tomorrow.
Yeah. I just can't leave it too late.
From my house.
Pardon?
Which way is Willie's from my house?
If you go south, then, go east. And then south of the town.
Yeah. Too easy.
I think that's a collectible too, so I might keep that on me. Timber! How's it going, Gark? Welcome to the stream! Currently playing some Stardew. One of my favourite games of all time. Because of how fucking relaxed it is.
Yeah. It is good. Just nice and chill.
Oh good, the message is actually appearing on OBS.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't appearing last time. Seems very relaxing. It actually is a very relaxing game. I like much enjoy it. Like it can be sometimes stressful, but it's just a nice farming game that you can just play for hours on end.
I'd agree.
Gark, can you hear Jake clearly? Because like I was having a problem with that like a while back. I don't know if I ended up fixing it or not. I thought I did, but
Yeah, it can be a little bit patchy. It was stuff like that sometimes.
yeah. So we'll wait until Gark mentions anything. Okay, sweet, he can hear you. Alright,
Okay, cool.
the video is okay. It is savable.
I was gonna say, it just starts falling down into shambles. Like all the set just falls down around you. Oh hell yeah! Level
Sweet.
1 mining.
Level 1 foraging. And I got 50 gold.
Nice.
Nice! That's really sad, because, like, on the other farm, me and Chris can get, like, fucking tens of thousands of almost every single day. So to go from that to 50 gold on this one.
If there's a way to make money, Chris will know of it.
He just, like, grinds on the thing. Funnily enough, we do know a way to get a shit ton of money by the way of, like, the video that the Spiffing Brit did.
Exploit?
Yeah, he exploited it by, rewriting a program to allow up to 100 players and had shared money, and then just have them work for him to earn him money.
Oh, nice.
And so he quickly, like, ended up breaking the money scale because they just earned money so fucking quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it, it's a Wednesday! That means fucking Pierre's is closed. It's always the day I go to him that he's closed. Like, come on, you prick.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't like you very much. He knows when you're going to be coming around.
He knows I'm after his daughter.
Well, see, that'll do it.
Yeah.
You probably should have...
God, Abigail's great.
Oh, Jesus. That is just horrific. You're gonna make
Hey,
so
Chris
many
is
enemies
just...
in this game.
Chris is just as bad with Leia. Leia, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah, see, I just don't mess with the merchandise. I just leave well enough alone. I think people will respect that. Blackbeard, you know, ain't causing any trouble.
Did you know you can buy a crafting recipe to make a wedding ring?
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
So that allows you to marry players.
Oh, nice.
Like the wedding ring. This is the one that allows you to marry players. I'm full inventory. Why am I trying to get more fish? Yeah, so if you ever get Yaz involved, you can do that if you ever want to.
Yeah, she said she'd be interested in it. It's just a matter of actually, yeah.
Well, we can continue with this farm, and then once she gets here, we can set her up in the other corner. Like we'll
No,
I don't believe it's cross-platform.
Oh, damn. See, that would have made it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could...
But either way, when she's able to play, then we can set her up that way.
Yeah.
We just have to get the funds and the materials required to build the hut.
Yeah.
Because I only built enough for like us, like for you two. When I started the farm, so.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's try and fish. Aha! I didn't actually think that'd work. Alright, let's keep with my deforestation.
I'm just exploring at the moment.
Oh yeah. That's right, you're still pretty new to the game, so you haven't seen a lot of the map, have you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
That's fair.
yeah, helps get your bearings. Ooh, wizard tail.
Oh man, it'll be good when I unlock the bag. But that requires me 2,000 gold.
Yeah. Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. But soon, hopefully. Once the mines get upgraded, get unlocked, then that'll be easy money.
Yeah.
Because the mines are a great source of money.
Definitely.
A cat just jumped from my desk. Scared the shit out of me. Because I thought she was going to knock over my can of drink that I have on my desk.
Oh, that's the worst one. Yeah, they nearly do that.
Yeah. Like, I literally watched her jump. I'm like, if that tips over, I'm chucking it at ya.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hopefully it'll be sunny after the 5th. That way we get access to the community centre.
That'd be good. Got my fishing rod, and I am now fishing.
Fuck yeah, nice.
Yes. Would you be able to grab me another can, if that's cool?
It's so good, dude.
Oh, that was actually pretty funny.
I really hope that that the viewers could hear that too.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Oh, Chris is coming back. Sweet.
Oh, is he already back?
Yeah. Well, but he just opened the game back up, so he will be back.
Okay. I turned notifications off because I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm out of energy.
Yeah. Thank you.
I got given a shit ton of ginger beer. I'm not too much of a fan of ginger beer.
Yep.
So now I have to drink a shit ton of ginger beer because I got it.
I can take some of that off your hands if you'd like. I'd be very happy to help. Hey,
Chris is
free
back.
stuff. Yeah.
Bob Ross. He actually named himself Bob Ross.
Well, duh.
Oh shit! I didn't actually realize that's what you named yourself.
Oh Jesus! I noticed that ages ago. That's part of it.
I didn't see as he like came in, so like I knew he always makes his look to be Bob Ross. I didn't realize he actually named himself Bob Ross.
Yeah. The thing I really like about it is, by doing that, he pretty much just does feel like Bob Ross. You know?
Gonna be a sunny day tomorrow.
Yeah, by which
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
you've just become very wholesome all of a sudden, Chris.
Family friendly if I would say so myself.
Yeah. It's a good development.
It's character growth, Chris. Character growth.
That's how I'm staying quiet.
Yeah, that's the rage building up.
No, it's the gastro, but
Oh.
and I didn't have an effective answer back. Because I am all those things.
Hey, Justin.
I'm
Yellow.
not an asshole at all.
Yeah,
up?
where do I refill my water?
Water sources. Any water sources.
Any water sources. Okay,
Yep.
beautiful.
Just walk up to it and then activate it as if you're like using it to water. I don't
that's
understand why you have an empty water can though. It's raining.
Oh,
Meaning-
you can just hold it out, can you?
You no, no. I thought. Did you water the crops while it's raining?
No.
That's what I thought you would like. Well, that's why you were asking.
No. I emptied it yesterday.
Ah, okay, cool.
It'd be pretty cool if you could just hold it out and fill it.
Oh,
slowly
that would be a pretty good feature. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Fuck, I keep cutting it pretty close in my handy.
Rookie.
There's not much to
Come on,
do
you-
aside from clearing shit.
You're quick to call Jake a rookie.
Yeah. Not denying it.
He's a
None of-
biatch.
Alright, who we win then?
Bob Ross.
Yeah, Bob Ross. You wholesome bastard.
You know it.
Oh, that's some words.
God damn, Bob Ross.
I got a Godzilla in there.
Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the canvas.
Bob Ross always wakes up on the wrong side of the canvas.
Oh man. Some words were exchanged.
Yeah. Oh, see, and people call me the pirate.
We got a crow.
You sound... Oh, Jesus. You sounded like a... I don't even know what that was. Excellent. Oh, like bloody Captain McAllister.
They actually talk like that, or was that just made up to make him sound worse than they actually were?
Oh,
I'd imagine it would.
But they definitely had the word, like, they swore a lot. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
They actually took that as a mark of honor, and basically how they distinguished themselves from the, you know, the uptight gentlemen. So they were gentlemen, and these guys were just uptight assholes who were exploiting them. Which is true. These pirates had originally been like bloody, you know, sailors there from the merchant navy and like the actual navy itself, and all this sort of stuff. And then they sort of just plundered the system that they came out of.
Was it the Spanish or the British at one point? Half of the pirates they captured were their former naval personnel.
It was the British. The Spanish never actually managed a systematic persecution of the piracy. The only ones who actually really sort of engaged them, and that was reluctantly. Like, it took 10 years to get British naval officers to actually get up the balls to do a massive offensive on them. So they knew where they were. They knew exactly where the trade routes were. And what pirates would do is they would harbour just before the end of the trade route, because you'd be going straight. You'd go due east or due west, in the same latitude. Oh man, it's such a cool subject.
Didn't most British admirals and captains only do it under direct order?
But yeah, basically, I sort of view it as like, them pretty much just kind of trying to keep their lives. They were ordered. They're like, if you're a shitty captain, they'd publicly beat you and probably kill you, or toss you overboard, or maroon you, depending on the severity of your crimes. because they'd get the crew themselves to actually basically make up a court and judge you.
Yeah.
And they'd tell them if you're a bad captain, but it didn't always work out that way. Sometimes, like, the actual crews would take it back. Like, the pirates would get them initially, and then they'd seize control back and take them to the naval authorities. Yeah, it was pretty good too. Like, originally you had to extradite pirates to Britain to be able to try them, but after 1700 they basically made it so any admiralty court could hang them.
That's when the pirates began to get sneaky.
Yeah, well, that's just it. They just, just about bloody wrecked the British there for a little while.
Well, at the start, or if I remember reading correctly, they'd attack any Spanish or British ship that had the Royal Navy flag on it.
Yeah.
But when they both started to come down harder, then they thought, oh no, we'll avoid the Royal Navies, we'll just go after their merchant ships instead.
Yeah, exactly.
And play cat and mouse with the British and Spanish navies.
Yeah. That's the thing. A lot of these guys felt betrayed, especially by the British.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the guys who were hiring them in the first place as privateers and buccaneers.
Oh, yeah.
There were a few French and Dutch as well, but it was mainly the English by a long shot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's two statistics that are pretty fucking interesting. It's all about pirates. Is like between 1660 and 1700, England tripled its bloody naval production, naval trade.
Yeah.
Between 1715 and 1728, it did not move at all. Massive period of stagnation in the middle of two massive boom periods. Yeah, the pirates were that bad, they completely stagnated their trade.
Oh, yeah.
I love how this has turned into like a little history lesson.
Yeah. It always does when I'm around.
Well, it always does when you put me and you together, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's just it. They're like the stuff I can tell you about pirates, you can tell me stuff about your specific areas. It works well.
Well, you see, I studied both the English and Spanish navies, but I stopped at 1688.
Yeah. Well, you would have missed completely the boom of it. But it's understandable why you did it that way, because there's no wars, except for the wars of Spanish succession during that time. And that's pretty much that stagnated the pirates for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
They were sort of making a good going of it in the 1690s, like the Henry Averys and everything. And then everybody just became mercenaries. Because I mean, why wouldn't you?
Well, if you think about it, right? If you were the British, why would you be going after pirates when they're attacking the Spanish?
Yeah.
And the Spanish probably had the same idea. It was only when the pirates got that bad on their own respective shipping that they thought, hang on a second, nah. I don't think the French even gave a shit.
Yeah. I don't know. It was funny. The British had this whole thing in the 1700s of trying to separate themselves from the seedier aspects of how they got to where they were. Same with like the Opium Wars and everything.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The government had officially, backed the opium trade. They were like, this is legal and it's fine, do it. But they didn't want, it on their hands in Parliament.
It was a
bloody fish. These are the worst.
British. I think it might have been a British captain got court-martialed because he went rogue after pirates. The Royal Navy told him not to, just to protect the shipping route. But every time he saw a privateer ship, he'd go and sink it.
Yeah.
Usually against orders. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember him as well, because I read a bit of that, but I sort of skipped over a few of the specific instances at points, because I had a lot of bloody books to read. It ended up being
I bet you did.
Oh, mate, it's good, though, because it gives you a pretty good view of where the field's at. They tell you pretty much about all of the theories, and they build on, like, the previous work.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
talking of pirates,
Yeah.
you know what I'd like to see? A dedicated pirate game.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
In the vein of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but you don't actually do any of the assassin stuff.
Yeah, see, that's what I could use right now. I actually just started playing Black Flag again because, you know, like...
Isn't Sea of Thieves or something like that?
Yeah, it's got some problems though.
Yeah, but
I haven't heard of it.
don't just mean play as a pirate. I mean, you can either be a pirate or you can work for one of the colonial powers as a naval captain and work your way up the ranks.
Oh, yeah.
See, I like that.
You can either be the hunter or the hunted.
That's
Can you
pretty much
between them?
that's pretty much similar to the One Piece game that everyone wants,
Oh yeah.
because that's sort of based on pirates and the navy and stuff like that. It's just got like supernatural shit, like devil fruits that steal away your ability to swim, but give you superpowers.
If you had any affiliation to English history and you were in an English man of war in the early 1700s playing that game and they played Rule Britannia in the background, you'd go into patriotic overload.
Oh yeah. That's just it. They may have been pissed off by their bosses, but for the most part, they love their countries.
Oh yeah.
They didn't really have much of an idea of many of the other countries. Like, they knew, you know, look, this is French, this is Spanish, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's usually the offensive stuff they knew.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they couldn't read. Like, most of these sailors were lower class and weren't educated whatsoever. This was before
Most of them
public school.
actually went off flags. Like, they'd look at the flag on the island and go, oh yeah, I know that flag.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it was, you know, the pirates were good at communicating with, you know, other people who couldn't read. Like, Blackbeard couldn't read.
Yeah. Isn't that why most pirates flag? Contrary to the popular belief, the skull and crossbones and swords wasn't that common, didn't they? Most of them had their own unique flag.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, like Bart
You just spot them
Roberts.
straight away.
Yeah, one of the best ones if you want to look at, like, you know, all of the variety of it. Bart Roberts, Black Bart. He did, you know, a whole variety of them. Like, one of them was a devil with a pitchfork, and a bleeding heart.
Yeah.
And, like, can't remember some of the other ones specifically because some of them are quite complex.
Yeah.
But you know, they were stealing all of the people of skill that they could from, like, the merchants and the navies, so that they could basically use them for themselves. Like, they were
Yeah.
smart enough to realize, look, we could use some educated people, so they prioritized stealing them.
I know a few pirates stole, what they used to call them? Oh, effectively bookkeepers. From dockyards. They'd actually steal them for their own ships, so they had someone who was smart enough to work out what they had, and what they were spending and what they were losing.
Yeah, and they were losing a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous. You look at a lot of those Caribbean islands, and you know, their capital cities were pretty much built off the back of pirate money,
Oh yeah.
because they just spend so much of it in the taverns, and you know, just give it to the people as well. Like, they were very generous with their money. It was
Well,
really cool.
most of those islands, I think the French islands, the French didn't charge taxes.
Yeah, the Spanish technically had no rules,
Yeah.
and
Just don't get caught by the Spanish officers.
yeah, and the British didn't have the navy to be able to back up most of their threats until probably the late 1600s. And that was only because of Oliver Cromwell. I reckon if it had just been the Stuarts continuing on, they would never have boomed like they did in trade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't think I could have been a pirate.
It was a fun idea.
Yeah, I get why some people would, but I just don't like the... I'm not big on law and order, but I think you have to have some rules.
Yeah.
And from what I've read, most pirate captains like Blackbeard and that, they didn't really have any rules. Just
Yeah, see, that's what I find interesting about them, though. What I sort of saw in them that really made me sort of think this is something I want to do a study on is that they're not, like, this question was basically like saying they're an alternative world. And I argued that they're not. They're like a smaller version of our world with corrupted versions of our politics.
Oh, yeah.
They based a lot of their legal institutions, most of their language, a lot of their customs. Like, they weren't just stateless people. They'd come from different countries and they had an idea of what had worked because they saw what the system was, even if they were at the bottom of it.
They even had their own code of honor.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of them didn't follow it towards the end, though.
Nah.
Like,
Well, they couldn't. They were getting hunted left, right, and centre by mainly the British and also the Spanish.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
And the
but
Spanish
some of
could be
them,
bothered.
some of them went really overboard in it, though. There wasn't just like crews that had done nothing wrong and didn't have bad captains were still like absolutely fucking murdered.
Yeah.
That's all.
Standard wasn't the standard rule of play was they capture a merchant ship that had like passengers or just cargo. They take what they wanted but leave the ship.
Yeah.
But towards the end, towards the end they just started sinking them, even with innocent passengers on board.
They ended up sinking 250 of them. It's estimated. 2,400 ships that they seized total, and that's from the actual accounts of the pirates themselves. Because most of them had an educated man on board to actually take, you know.
Oh yeah, a numbers man.
Yeah. So exactly what you were saying earlier, yeah. So basically, but we have pretty good numbers, and so that says towards the end they just went crazy because, like, if you sort of look at the time frame, those 250 sinkings were mainly between 1723 and 1726.
Yep.
Yeah.
In saying that, I mean, if you live your life like that, and you know the Spanish and British are coming down hard on you, you've got no reason to be civil.
Yeah. Well,
If the British capture, they're going to do the same thing to you.
Yeah. They were offered a way out, though, to some extent. Like they were offered pardons in 1698, 1699, and 1716, and then another one in 1718.
Didn't most of the pirates think the first one was a trap?
Yeah, and they were right to do it, but I think the government's, you know, like, it would have been the coordination of the navies. Because imagine, you know, before, like, the Wars of Succession, obviously, navies were getting built up, and so were land forces.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, if you sort of looked at it, I'd be interested to see, like, what's the exact point where you know, they pretty much just were sort of done.
Well, if it weren't... When did the War of Spanish Succession start? 1700 or 1701?
1701, although some dated as late as 1702.
If that war hadn't started, you'd have to think you'd have the English, the French, the Spanish, the Portuguese, and the Dutch sending trade ships out there. Then they'd inevitably have to increase their naval presence. And pirates can be good. When you got the British, the French, the Spanish, the Dutch, and Portuguese Royal Navies bearing down on you, you got no hope.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
And eventually, the Portuguese and the English would work together because they like each other.
Yeah.
The Dutch would work with the English, the French and Spanish would work together. If you were a pirate and those five powers were fully present, you wouldn't have a hope.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's just it. It's actually, it's a cool quote that I got to use in my essay, was that they weren't backed by any, they didn't have the commission of any prince or potentate.
Yeah.
Like, they were basically just completely bloody outside the law.
Oh, yeah.
And they were happy to admit it, and they were happy to be that way, but...
Effectively what modern-day gangsters are.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But you know what my main argument for that was? Because I was establishing that they weren't an alternative world. I was like, just because they didn't believe that they were subject to the laws, and, you know, it doesn't mean that they weren't. And then you've got, like, the examples of them all being hunted down, pretty much all of them killed, to show that, you know, they were subject to the law in the end. Yeah.
A few of them even got cunning in the end.
Yeah.
If they saw a British ship on the horizon, they'd often fly a Portuguese flag. So the British would go, oh yeah, they're Portuguese, they're allied, we'll leave them alone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they were very intelligent with a lot of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had worked in, like, the navies of, you know, the great powers. They knew their tricks.
Yeah.
And these were often the best and brightest of them. Because, you know, it's inevitable that if you're really good but you get treated like shit like the rest, you're probably going to be resentful. So a lot of people like that became pirates initially. It was just later on it became pretty much just all the scum, you know?
Yeah.
Like all the worst of the worst. And that's why, you know, you never really had a pirate world. You had pirate culture. But there were too many different people coming in with too many disagreements. Like, they were fighting all the time.
It was the Bahamas and Trinidad.
Yeah, and Tortuga as well.
Yeah, and they mainly infested, and eventually the British and the Spanish just gave up on those islands until they had the naval presence to be able to take it.
Yeah, well, that's just it. They wanted a staging post in the Caribbean in the first place. The English explicitly stated it in like all their letters at the time.
Oh yeah.
And then, yeah, they nowhere near had the navy to support it. They had it up around 40. Would have been 1713. They had it at 40,000 navy.
Yeah.
By probably about 5 years later, it was down to 13,000, and it didn't even get back up to more than 30,000 until 1740. Yeah, because it just stagnated, and their trade was the same. Trade completely slumped for all of that period. So
that's why most of them got their arse in the gear and started hunting the pirates.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. You know, the pirates, that was their problem. They overreached.
Oh, yeah.
They went for too much, and they were, flagrant with what they did. If they had done maybe each one big score, it wouldn't have been as bad. But like looking at the number of pirates and the number of vessels captured, they overreached.
Here's a hypothetical for you.
Yeah.
Do you think if the pirates were organised, they'd have stood a better chance against the British and the Spanish?
Yep, easily. It's one of the sort of major points is they were honestly feared to be in danger of making a Commonwealth. They had the power to do it. They had a lot of the governors in, especially the Caribbean, in the back pocket, but they had quite a presence in the West Indies as well. And they had a lot of control through fear. Obviously, they had basically, protection agreements with a lot of the guys. Sort of there. They wouldn't pillage some ships because of that.
At one point, the Spanish governor of Havana had an agreement with pirates that he'd tell them whenever English ships were passing the port of Havana, and the pirates would go out and capture them.
Yeah. And
give him half of what they took.
Yeah, and that happened so bad. Like, there's so many examples of that in pretty much every island across the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah. Even the English engaged in it.
Yeah.
Despite the fact they were adamant we didn't do it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They didn't really get consistent overseas policy until, the East India Company lost control of a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
Before that, it was pretty much just all finances based. Yeah. It's like the French were doing the same thing, and the Spanish in particular were really bad with the bloody the Lord of Trade and the way he operated, or the House of Trade. Sorry. Yeah, pretty much the thing that always comes through though is the Spanish were dickheads. Yeah, they pissed everybody off. Yeah, that's what you don't do.
Well, they only really cared about their treasure fleets.
Yeah, that was the problem. And that's exactly it. They didn't take any interest whatsoever in developing the natives. Like, say what you will about the British, but they may have been wrong about it, and may have been assholes about it, but they were at least trying to help.
Yeah, trying to improve the area.
Yeah, whereas the Spanish, all of their sources from the time, the only thing they mention is baptizing a lot of natives, and wars, and gold.
Oh yeah. They took that much gold from the what they called the New World back to Europe that they crashed the European economy 7 times. They just overloaded it with gold.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris. So the mines are open?
And?
Letting you know.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to go there just yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm just letting you know. I was in there today. While you guys were having your full-on discussion.
Well, what else do you want us to talk about?
Oh.
Yeah, I reckon pirates are cool.
I didn't say they weren't.
You wouldn't wanna. I know some guys. Pirates. I know some pirates.
Oh yeah.
Bunch of cosplayers, but they got real swords.
And I've got a real fist.
Oh god. Imagine if you had a fucking a mercenary band of fake pirates.
Well,
I think fucking a TV show did that once. I think it might have been Arrested Development.
well, I know. Oh, there's a it was in Portugal. They used to have a replica of a 1714 Men of War. I think it was a 56 gun.
Jesus.
And you could pay to go on it for a day, and you'd act as a mercenary.
Yeah. Oh man, that's incredible. How much action did it take?
The boat, I think it was in service from 1702 to 1717.
That's pretty decent for that era.
And it served as a I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
Translated to English, I think it was trade protector.
Ah, yep.
So it'd actually escort Portuguese trade fleets.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Jake's name is Blackbeard, but his hair is brown.
Yeah. I decided to be confusing. This is the origin of Blackbeard.
Before he found hair dye.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the idea of yeah, but anyway, you can you'd actually act as a pirate. Like you'd have like staff and tell you what to do, and you'd pretty much run it like a pirate ship.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I don't think they do it anymore. The ship had to get retired. It was too old.
Because yeah, it would have been it would have been pretty fun when it wasn't terrible. Like you had periods. You had bloody Bart Roberts, who was pretty much he was the poster boy of the pirates. He was the guy pretty much, he was the most eloquent one of them, so he was the one writing stuff for the public. And it was pretty much, it was like a motorcycle club, is how I sort of think of it. It's like the predecessor of motorcycle clubs. They're pretty much exactly the same sort of premise when you think about it. Yeah, it was. They pretty much were a grassroots organization trying to get people to join all the time, but most people didn't want to do it. Most people were bad, as you'd imagine, too worried about it. Yeah. Plus, they didn't have a long life expectancy. Many of them died, and they normally did it within about a year or two.
Well, didn't at one point public sympathy for pirates in England outweighed public support for the Royal Navy at one point?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would have been probably sometime around 1720, sometime around then. Because they were starting to get put into popular works. Like Daniel Defoe, who wrote Robinson Crusoe, also wrote this, what's pretty much the best source from the time, or one of them, about pirates. He wrote like a whole bunch of biographies of them. And it's like, these guys are scum, and he's doing a form that at that time they associated with like Romans.
Yeah.
Like Romans would do those sort of life portrait sort of historical works. So he's doing this for these pirate scum. He had to do it under a pseudonym because it would have been too scandalous otherwise.
Oh yeah. Well, the big problem was merchants that would travel mainly from England and Spain, but they travel back to England and Spain and say they got better treatment off the pirates than they did off the actual Royal Navies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were great. Like honestly, for the most part, most people got along pretty well with the pirates. Their only thing was they were pretty bad to women, as you'd imagine.
Yeah.
But to actual fellow sailors, they had... What I'll say for them is they had a lot of empathy. It's like, they were all treated like crap, generally. Like, the main master pirates. Because there was like a substantial number of them who were, upper class, and they were forced into it against their will. So, you've got these people who, look down on the pirates, and they've got to pretend to be their friends, or die. And then these sort of guys who aren't really bright enough to be able to do all the things that the pirate leadership needs them to do. They're too prone to, causing problems and getting rowdy and everything.
Yep.
Because, you know, to find the ballsiest guys, they're probably also going to be the dumbest.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the time they well, if they ever successfully managed to capture a Spanish or English Royal Navy ship, they'd actually ask the crew if they wanted to join them.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually went even more overboard than that as well, if you can imagine it. Some crews turned them down, and they'd actually come back and like pursue them and keep bugging them to join them.
Oh yeah.
They were desperate for numbers, because, you know, like, you sort of look at, 13,000 Navy. Problem is they weren't stationed in the right places. If they had been, the pirates at their peak, 2,000 in 1720. That's the most there ever was of the pirates that we can tell. So, you know, they would have been destroyed. And like when the British did get their stuff together, which they did in like 1726, like they destroyed most of the pirate fleet off the coast of West Africa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they hanged the last pirate in 1730. And that was pretty much the end of it.
I can't remember where I read it, but at one point, the Spanish had actually approached the English to work together to quote-unquote trap the pirates in a cove near Havana and just blow them all to hell.
Yeah. It would have been a smart idea too. Like, if they had have properly steered them and coordinated where the ships were, that's what the pirates did. They always went into little coves and inlets. And that's why they succeeded so much in, like, the West Indies.
I think it was the Spanish were going to chase them in, and then the English had blocked the way out and then just fire round after round of cannonballs at them.
Yeah. There's a similar
because
mission
the English had the higher fire-powered ships.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think there's a similar mission to that in Black Flag, where two of the powers actually try to engineer a trap for Edward. Because most of that stuff is pretty spot on.
English and the Portuguese, I think.
Yeah.
You get tricked to going into that harbour where all the Portuguese ships are.
Yeah. Well, makes sense. You know what the incredible thing is? It was 1083, wasn't it? When they started the treaty with Portugal.
Yeah.
Because it's the longest lasting treaty by any measure, and the cool thing is that they've actually honoured it consistently throughout history.
Yep. Even when the English knew they were going to be outnumbered.
Yeah.
And for the Portuguese, they just back each other up.
Yeah, I was viewed at, the Athenians had a similar little guy like that. They're like in ancient Athens.
Yeah.
Bloody the Plataeans. It was pretty much the same sort of thing. And like the British did that with the Belgians too, to an extent, in World War One.
Yeah, but that was mainly despite Germany. It wasn't so much about Belgium.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Well, they were like, we're going to keep Belgium neutral because we don't like the fact that you're getting too close to France.
Yeah. Well, they were scared because Germany, like the Prussians had steamrolled the French in 1871.
Yeah.
The British were petrified that they were going to do it again.
Yeah. Well, they had every reason to be terrified. They would have had to have been stupid to not be in awe of what Germany had achieved.
And if the Germans took France, Russia, that'd put Russia out of the equation.
Yeah.
And Austria, and the only other two powers, Austria and Italy, were allied to Germany.
Yeah, exactly.
So any attempts to turn them against Germany wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Italians had to come to that conclusion themselves.
And then Germany could completely focus on a naval arms race, and the English would be in big trouble.
Well, exactly. They'd been outstripping them in naval production for 14 years. Like you look at 1900, that's when they overtook them, and the British never had a chance after that.
What was I reading? For every dreadnought the English made, the Germans had made 2.5.
Yeah, from what I remember as well, the Germans had that thing that the Russians had, where they didn't have the top sort of gun. They didn't have a top ship like the English had with like the Man of War or something.
Okay.
But they did have better mid-range ships, and they had more of them. Plus, the U-boats, which were bloody novel in 1914.
Well, they wanted to rely. They knew they couldn't beat the English for effectively what they call firepower. So they went for mobile numbers. So that's lighter ships, so cruisers.
Yeah.
With the firepower, they could take down battleships, but you'd need a lot of them.
Yeah, see, that's what I always thought the Portuguese should have done more. Gone with their lightweight sort of model like the caravels.
Yeah.
and then actually sort of maybe put a few more guns on them. Because Portuguese in particular were quite victimized by the pirates. And the French. The French navies were bloody miserable too. They never engaged them. Like if you look through it, they bloody.
I've read pirate accounts where they've gone to engage the French, and the French just turn the other way. They don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that actually got them all on board was pretty much just the fact that it became orders. Like, the British were completely dominating the naval sort of stuff at this point.
Oh yeah.
Like from 1700 onwards, they were in charge.
It was done. In all honesty, I think the Battle of the Armada sorted it.
Yeah, oh, it did definitely. Well, that's the thing.
The French were relying on the Spanish, and when the Spanish got beat, the English were just like, yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's just it. And especially like the Sea Dogs, like your Francis Drakes and all the sort of other great figures. They fucking, they pioneered some fantastic, developments that basically they're essential for Britain to have progressed as well as it did.
Oh yeah. It surprises me the amount of people our age who just think, the British just lucked into being a naval superpower. No, they had to earn it the hard way.
Yeah, no, exactly. They were very methodical in sort of doing it after about 1660. And especially in the 1700s when they got the political theorists like Adam Smith and John Hume and all these sort of guys coming in with all of this philosophical sort of stuff. Like, how crazy is that? At that point, governments actually listen to philosophy.
Yeah. They strategically picked their allies, apart from Portugal, which was always a strategic advantage.
Yeah.
They strategically picked their allies based on port positions.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted to have a stake in every venue of the world, and they did. They were the only ones to pretty much have something everywhere. I think the only ones who came close were the French, and they slowly and surely lost their empire as time went on.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty much gone by 1870. That's why they were able to be steamrolled so easily by the Germans. That and surprise. And the superior German, military.
You cut down my tree, you monster!
Who?
You! With your fucking
little
scythe. Yeah!
Oh, sorry. Sorry, didn't mean to do it. I was after you, not the tree. I do apologise.
You monster!
I wasn't after you, you smartass. I can be if you want, though. Okay, full Royal Navy on your ass.
He means it. I've seen him do it.
See, Jake's Portugal in this situation. He's smart enough to ally himself with someone who can go full mental.
Yeah, I'm just a peaceful pirate at the moment. I'm just trying to tend my crops. Yeah, the Buccaneers did this sort of before they properly became the pirates.
Oh, yeah.
They pretty much just settled on the islands and actually developed little colonies.
Well, didn't one of them own about 10 plantations on the islands?
Yeah. It was very common. Like a lot of them actually transitioned into colonial administration, into actual plantation ownership. Like, yeah, that's what people forget. Those pardons, some people actually took them, and some people managed to get away with it and come back to regular life. It's like they were valuable. If you weren't an idiot, and if you said you were repentant and the British believed you were, they'd normally rule that you had been coerced into piracy, and they wouldn't kill you. Just the ones who were like, I'd rather die than return to civilization. It was like, well, we're going to make a spectacle of you.
That or I'll never submit to English authority.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I get where they were coming from. They really, they had a really cool idea for an alternate world in some regards. It's just it was never going to be practical.
It's funny though, you read some accounts, right, and some pirates realised their number was up, didn't want to turn themselves into the English, so they deliberately go and look for a Spanish ship, open fire on it, then surrender. Yeah. Because they'd rather surrender to the Spanish than to the English.
Yeah, well, the Spanish were a little bit better.
Just out of pure spite.
Yeah. Well, that's the crazy thing. The Spaniards were still pretty fucking miserable, but the English had just made themselves these cartoon villains, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like and the redcoats, that's the most recognizable military uniform from that time by a long shot. Until you go to like the Prussians.
Yeah, good old redcoats.
Yeah. Well, they did a lot of good, along with the shit, you know? I mean, that's the thing. People sort of act as though it was a bad thing that they squashed piracy, but it was a good thing. It was required. Wouldn't have the world we have today if it weren't for that.
So how's everyone's farms doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, well. Finally, Boston's gone into work.
Alright, Jake and I do what we always do, get sidetracked by history.
Yeah. It's impossible not to.
What help us if Assassin's Creed Black Flag had multiplayer?
Yeah. Oh, God, that'd be... Yeah, well, it does, but it's not the best.
Yeah.
Like, the servers are still up, and I've actually got it on PS4 if you ever want to play it on there.
I think I've only got it on PC.
I've got it on PC too, we can do it on there.
What?
Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah.
I never actually played that one.
It's good. It's a really good one.
To be honest, I haven't played a lot of the Assassin's Creed games. Like, I've played the second one and the third one. I've played the one... Like, I played a bit of the one where it was the twins. Which I think is, like, the British one. And I've played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And honestly, the only reason I played that is because I wanted it to be like I basically enjoyed that game as a separate game from the Assassin's Creed series.
Yeah, I can agree with that. You know, it's so well regarded by historians that it's actually used as a learning tool. I had it used in my course that I'm doing on ancient Greece, and it's used all over the world for that. They researched it that well.
Honestly, like, if they had just removed the whole shit about the fucking alien bullshit and just put, like, actual fucking gods, like the actual Greek gods, would have been Game of the Year. Like, in my opinion, it would have been my favorite game when it came out, easily.
Yeah. I found it crazy. A lot of people complained about the grind. I didn't find it a grind.
Oh no, I enjoyed the entirety of the gameplay. Absolutely loved playing the game.
Yeah.
The only thing I had a problem with it was the Assassin's Creed side of it, like the fact that it was like attached to the the fucking game series. It's like they were worried about like
that problem too.
They were worried about it being like to be its own game, so they just assigned it a fucking an already like put it into a game series that already exists, and it's like there's no point to this.
Well, money as well.
Yeah.
And they wanted to capitalize off the success of Origins. Ubisoft hasn't been really about the art of it for a while. Like, they still do good stuff, but it's definitely all about the money.
Oop. Hey, it's a Junimo. Meow, meow.
Oh god, I nearly had a heart attack then.
Why?
I looked up and said 12:40. I thought it said AM, not PM. I damn near shit myself.
Oh, you just made me shit myself until you said that. Like, fuck. Because I'm in a cutscene, so I can't see the time.
I legitimately thought that said AM, not PM.
This wizard guy has to be on the magic shrooms.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Like,
Probably growing them out the back.
like I'd imagine he like smokes them with this cauldron. Like most people have a pipe. Most people have a pipe. He uses like a fucking cauldron to fucking
Oh yeah.
smoke his magic shrooms.
2 golds and a silver.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, he wants me to get high on this shit too. He's about to make me drink his special concoction that he's got in his cauldron.
I want a Far Cry 4-esque adventure.
Oh, can we do Far Cry 3 instead? Because that was the better game.
Nah, I just always think of Shambhala. Yeah, that was like the only bit of that game that I really thought they did very well.
I just remember.
Shambhala was cool.
I just thought of like Far Cry 3 when you were constantly put on fucking drugs and shit. Like and like when you literally were on like shrooms, I think, because you had to find like medicine for one of your friends, and actually ended up getting fucking high.
Yeah, it's been ages since I played that game.
I loved that game. Like, there's a lot of nostalgia for it. Like, I agree. Like, I admit for that, but I like recently played like the remastered of it, and it's still a good game.
Yeah, I struggled a bit with the remaster. I don't know. I probably wasn't in the frame, like in the mood to play it when I tried to play it.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
3 was definitely a very enjoyable game to me.
Yeah, I loved it when I first played it. Like, I absolutely loved it.
Oh, we got
But then when I
plus
tried to
38
sort of
energy.
replay the remaster, I struggled.
I haven't played any of them.
They're pretty good.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
I'll
so
definitely-
high. Well, I'm so high I'm seeing a fucking tree. Oop, there's another one. Oop, another one.
Yeah, the new one's coming out in a few days, Chris.
Oh yeah.
You might actually like the look of it. Yeah, it's got some cool stuff in it. Like, you get to be a guerrilla warfighter, and basically, it's styled on the Cuban Revolution,
Oh yeah.
but it's sort of modern. Or
Yeah.
it's set in the 70s or something.
I don't know what time it's based in, but I like the villain. I love the actor for the villain.
Yeah, Giancarlo Esposito. He's a good actor.
Oh, yeah.
He's great.
I enjoyed him playing as oh fuck, who did he play in Mandalorian?
Gideon.
Yeah. I was a bit iffy though, cause like Moff Gideon, wasn't he like white in the original, like in like his first introduction?
Yeah, but that can easily be changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like like he was white for like quite a bit of it, and then they basically blackwashed him. But
Who cares? The actor's done a good job.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I went in it a bit iffy, because, like, it's just like a race swap that Hollywood always does. But he definitely played it really well. Like, I actually really enjoyed, like, him as a villain, as I went into it more.
Ignore that. I'm just regaining energy.
Yeah, had figured as much. Alright, right. I wasted a lot of day just going to the fucking wizards.
Oh.
At least I can now do the community center stuff. Okay, there must be a silver star. So I was talking with Chris the other day. So at the end of each video, we'll go over like what our skills are at the end of the day, like when we're done, like for the stream, just to like let everyone know how we've like progressed.
Yeah, too easy. What time is it?
It is currently 7:59. You're like, damn, can't get out of it just yet.
Soon.
Don't worry, I'll keep him talking about history. We'll be here till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't get enough of this stuff.
You know what happened one night, Justin?
What?
We went bowling on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Not bad. I was dropping Jake off at 11:40. And what was it, 10 to 4 in the morning? Your mum sent a text message telling you to get inside.
Yeah.
You sat out the front in my car. There's like an undercover sting by cops. Was just sitting there chatting.
Yeah. Yeah, just had the radio on lightly and just chatting. Yeah.
Until his mum sent a message at 10 to 4 in the morning. Get inside.
Yeah, it was like, you're keeping me up.
Alrighty, so
Probably thought we were doing a drug deal.
Yeah.
Given how long we were sitting out there. What she doesn't know can't hurt her.
Exactly.
alrighty, so we now have access to the crop bundle and the fish tank bundle.
Nice.
I can hear someone watering their plants.
That would be me.
Yeah.
What a strange activity for 11 p.m.
I can hear that from my house.
Well, I can't remember if I've done it or not.
See, I really want just villagers to know of this and just to be judging you very hard for it.
Probably.
No, so it's like, who the fuck waters them? But I do the same thing. It's like, who the fuck chops wood at 12:30 at night? Gotta get wood somehow.
I'm even going to dignify that with a response.
Your implied laughter is enough.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hey, you know
You
you
give
like
him
it.
too much self-satisfaction.
I don't need him for that. Yeah, Clint, can you piss off?
Oh, you finally seen Clint?
Shove right off.
He knows how to annoy you, doesn't he?
Yeah, every time there's a cutscene, I automatically teleport from my front door to your front door.
Do ya?
Yeah.
No, let's save this.
Jack?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think would be the better ship? A Spanish galleon, a British man of war, or a Portuguese caravel?
Or a raft.
Depends on the situation. Normally the British man of war, though. Okay, they were surprisingly maneuverable for their size, and goddamn were those things intimidating.
And they had a good ratio of speed to firepower, which the galleons lack.
Yeah, but if the objective isn't outright, is escaping, caravel.
Light, nimble, but still packed a punch.
Yep, exactly.
The galleon was just slow, heavy, but it had a lot of guns.
Well, that's
Like
the
you wouldn't
problem,
want to
mate.
get caught by it.
Yeah, exactly. They were built for treasure hoarding.
Oh yeah.
That was the problem. They were defensible, but it was only to defend the cargo. Whereas, other nations were a lot smarter, I think, by actually having like separate naval and merchant sort of things. I think that's the problem when you don't have an independent arm of economics. The Spanish, it was integrated into the government, whereas obviously with the British and the French, it was, more decentralized.
They actually had naval branches.
Yeah, exactly.
The Dutch flyouts were pretty good too. They were pretty maneuverable.
Oh, see, the Dutch problem was never their ships. Their ships were fantastic. They just didn't have enough men.
Oh yeah.
Like, they only ever had about 5 million population at that point. So they just didn't have a chance of sort of keeping up. And that's why they sort of gave up. You see after the Second Anglo-Dutch War, where they put in the Third Anglo-Dutch War, they birthed their ships. And they don't have another naval war for 100 years. I think mainly because of the influence of the Spanish. Because they were pretty much a Habsburg puppet state at that point.
Yeah, fucker. Oh, shit.
Yeah, but if you were, let's just hypothetically say you were a pirate captain,
Yeah.
and you had the choice between a galleon, a man of war, and a caravel, what would you go for?
Galleon. Easy.
I'd go for the caravel. I'd want speed.
Yeah, that's if you're intending to take it. Like,
Yeah, point.
yeah. I mean, it depends on how many you need to replenish. I think there's been crews where they took too many ships. Like Bear, Hart Roberts, he took way too many ships. But he basically crippled trade in the East Indies, in the West Indies, in 1721. Like, he single-handedly, he had about 400 men. And they crippled the entire economic system. But, he was hanged the next year. It was never sustainable. Because he started getting sort of captured, and you know what the thing that stands out about his capture was, and like his killing actually, he didn't put up a fight. No Royal Navy died in his spare death in like taking him out. All of his men pretty much surrendered. There was like this gunpowder plot that they tried to do, but it got foiled pretty quickly.
So he'd either had enough or he got caught off guard.
Yeah. Oh, see, he's a very ambiguous figure. There's actually even a prominent academic theory that thinks he was a woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
Like that who is it? James Kidd out of Black Flag.
Yeah. And their bloody Anne Bonny and Mary Read were really interesting because they were they had dressed as men before in regular society. Like both as children had been forced to sort of cross-dress. That's one of the reasons they were so successful, is they were able to pass as men. There's a theory that they got caught by the pirates though, and they didn't really care because they were just really good at pirating. So they were like, you know what? We normally don't let in women, but I guess we'll tolerate you.
Yeah, because you're good at what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was part of my argument. There was that sort of attitude to it, is pretty much like how middle management gets treated in a lot of English systems, you know?
Oh yeah.
That hands-off attitude is pretty unusual when you sort of think these are guys who are fighting for their survival. They should be a little bit more concerned about the particulars of what's going on.
I don't think, in the time period, I don't think women in general would have made good pirates, but they would have made exceptional pirate captains because they'd be more level-headed.
Yeah, well, certainly. Pirate captains and quartermasters.
Yeah.
Because
they'd be perfect for it because they wouldn't get effectively, they wouldn't go ape shit.
Yeah, see, that's why Anne Bonny and Mary Read were very good.
Yeah.
Like, Bear was exactly for that reason.
Yeah, they were actually reserved when they had to be.
Yeah. Anne Bonny was a little bit, she was a little bit crazier, but she normally was pretty smart as well. Like, she'd make her sort of things big public displays to show how tough she was. And she was pretty tall. She was like 6 foot tall. 6'2" it might have been, and 200 pounds for a girl.
Hey.
Yeah, that's why she passed so well. Like, Mary Read was a lot smaller, but she was smarter.
Yeah. back on the Dutch thing, how they didn't have the manpower.
Yeah.
You know, at one point, they actually went to neighbouring German city-states actively recruiting sailors.
Yeah. I'm not surprised by that at
To the
all.
point where they pay the local government a certain amount of gold for each man that agreed to volunteer.
Yeah.
Because they were that desperate for sailors.
Yeah. I think their biggest mistake was the Dutch East India Company.
Yeah.
Not only did it give the British an effective model on which to base their East India Company, but it bloody it made them a target.
Yep.
And the British just absolutely put them into line. That's the thing. The British, didn't have as much manpower either necessarily. Like a lot of their people were focused on factories and agriculture and all those sort of other things. They didn't have that many just capable of, going into the navy necessarily. But yeah, the Dutch just had so many bloody problems. Like you look at how they had to construct polders and all the dams that they had to do to be able to just even exist on their land. I think that's what happened to them. Too many tasks, not enough people to fulfill them.
Yeah, it's amazing when you think about it, right? You got all these powers competing to be colonial superpowers. They're all sort of got their own struggles about how to go about it, yet they still continue to try and get one up on each other.
Yeah.
One of them thinks, oh, hang on, I don't like the English and I don't like the Dutch. The French don't like the English and the French don't like the Dutch. Oh, so if you're the Spanish, why aren't you working with the French?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
The same applies for the English and the Dutch against the French. Like, why aren't you actively working together?
Yeah. It's interesting, like, how poor the actual diplomatic communication was. A lot of the most interesting stuff you'll find was generally between merchant captains from the English and stuff and with, like, Spanish governors.
Yeah.
Like, there was one, like, it's really great. I'll have to bloody find it and I'll send it to you because I think you'd really like it too. It's so Spanish. It starts off rude, but, apologetic.
Yeah.
And then as the English captain keeps trying to press his case, he becomes more and more sort of jerkish until eventually saying that they'll destroy any English guys who come in their path. They, don't test them.
Yeah.
Like, it's no wonder they were so hated when that was their sort of official stance. Crazy bastards. They should have just made more friends.
In saying that, they were all greedy.
Yeah.
That's the main reason they didn't want to work with each other, because they didn't want to share anything.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think that just comes from there. Like, you look at the particulars, as you were saying, the different sort of factors that each of these places had.
Yeah.
Spanish had it pretty miserable, considering they had to reconquest bloody Spain for 500 years.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it put them into a mindset of just, like, out and out warfare and sieges and, like...
Expansionism.
Yeah, and a lot of violation of civil liberties. I think they really pretty much just got to thinking of the enemy as just not even people.
Savages.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you see that sort of thing with a lot of these sort of guys. China had the same thing. They thought they were the center of civilization, and that the further away you got from there, the more barbaric it got.
Yeah.
Greeks used to think a similar thing. A lot of great nations have pretty much just been like, yeah, everybody else sucks but us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was pretty much just... It's stuff like this that convinced the world that they had to cooperate. Like, because you know how, like, they were reluctant even to do World War One. The system was designed for the exact opposite.
Prevention.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, level 2 fishing. Very nice.
Nice. It still amazes me how World War One happened. Because you think about it, despite the fact that Germans actively supported the Austro-Hungarians, they didn't really want war. Neither did the Russians, nor did the French or English. Yet, as soon as one dude got shot, and Austria and Serbia start bitch slapping each other,
Yeah.
and then Russia and Germany both backed their respective allies, it just took off from there.
Yeah. Oh, it's just that city-state problem. Declares they're protecting such and such city-state.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was a common problem. There were a lot of people who were just like, you know, we're gonna do the best we can to help these little guys, because this shows how big we really are, that we're able to do this, able to support them. It was all about prestige.
Well,
Yeah.
it went.
Well, go on.
It went. Austria threatened Serbia.
Yeah.
Serbia, they gave them the 10 demands. Serbia met 8 out of 10, thought the last 2 were unreasonable. The Austrians, mainly the Austrians, more than Hungarians, refused to budge. So Serbia goes up to the Russian Empire and goes, oh, will you back us up on this if they try to force it? Russia goes, yes. So that leaves the Austro-Hungarian ambassador to go in Germany to go, oh, Russia's threatened us, you're going to back us up?
Yeah.
And he goes, yes. Then the Russians ring the French.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
French go, oh yeah, we'll back you up because we don't like Germany. Like, honestly.
Yeah. It was pretty ridiculous, like, just how it sort of... it was just absurd. Like, that's why they call it, like, the July days. It's just because it was just this frantic period of time where everybody was trying to get everything together. Like, telegrams didn't make it much better. Things were just happening so fast. And then bloody later on, when... I think the Germans, if they hadn't sent the bloody Zimmerman telegram,
Yeah.
I think they would have won.
Oh yeah.
I think the Ludendorff offensive was so effective, and it was pretty much exactly on target. Like, it was unsustainable because these men had come from the Eastern Front and were tired as hell. You know, they couldn't last much more. Pretty much being driven.
This is no disrespect to the English and the British. But by that stage, both sides were tired, they were sore, they were busted, they were done.
Yeah.
So they were effectively down and out. The only one of the 3 that I could see being able to pick back up from that point were the Germans.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, they
Tough as the
really...
French and the British were, the Germans just had that extra little bit that would have got them over the line.
See, the Germans just had this ability to, like, the whole of the people could unite on what they understood to be an important issue.
Oh yeah.
Like, they were very good at public opinion, which is one of the most important things. If you don't have your people solidly behind you when you're doing things
Nothing
for
you do is going to work, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think the Germans were pretty good with it because public schools with the Prussian method were a little bit of brainwash. Like, there's a little bit of that. It's like, you know, you're going to be a great German citizen, and that's the priority.
Oh, so similar to American schooling.
No,
Yeah.
you know why that is?
Kind of.
Because the Prussians actually shopped their model around the world.
Oh, yeah.
Successor of it.
Many countries still actually follow what the Prussians call their own form of government called Prussian Constitutionalism.
Yeah,
Many countries still follow aspects of it.
Yeah, I think there's parties that are trying to. I think there might be a few candidates.
Oh, Gark,
in some electorate
it is my
who've done
friends. They're kind of doing a bit of a history lesson. They much enjoy history when they start going.
Yeah. Well, what else are you going to do when you're fishing? Such calm, relaxing sort of thing. This is what I would do if I was actually fishing.
Yeah, I'd be doing the same thing.
That would mean I'd actually be fishing.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't have to say. You don't have to like real fishing.
Gark says it sounded like a podcast or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of
Oh,
was a
if it-
podcast.
Yeah.
Geez, if it was boring.
Was it boring, Gark? We'll know if he messages again.
I'd like to do a history podcast, but the problem is, me and Jake don't just talk about one topic. We venture off. As soon as one of us brings it up, we just go on a tangent.
Well,
Yeah.
Gark says it's very interesting, so...
Ah, thank you.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, our good Jake here wishes to be a history teacher, so...
So do I.
Yeah,
I wish
nah.
to be a janitor.
You can work in my school.
No.
I'll,
That was just...
Come on.
I'll save the half-used coffee cups for you. You can.
You know what, Jake? I still maintain the opinion. God help any high school if we both end up at it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be like one of those 80s comedies, like a perfect setup for it.
Especially if one of us managed to become head teacher. Just imagine that.
Yeah.
Like a double act.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be very funny.
Yeah, God.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've got a pretty good death stare, so if any kids start harking up the way some kids in my years used to, I'll just give them the old death stare.
Yeah.
And then tell them about a brutal punishment that may or may not be illegal, and then tell them if they don't smarten up, it's going to happen. You can't do that, sir. Well, technically they haven't outlawed it, so...
Yeah. Technically, this is legal. Next field trip, kids, we're going to international waters.
That'd be funny. Sir, why do we have to sign these permission slips? Just sign them.
Just sign them. Don't forget to bring your knives.
And I was a fight club with all the students that give you grief.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, the loser dies, the winner gets to stay.
Alright, guys, the losers have to sell their organs.
Winners also have to sell their organs.
The winner just gets to get a little bit of the money afterwards.
They get anesthetic.
They get about like 10%.
Yeah, no anesthetic then.
That's if they manage to take out a couple.
Yeah.
Then the Department of Education wonder where all the children start going. You're like, I don't know.
It wasn't me. I think my game.
Turn around, they're
I think,
gone. Kids, they just grow up so fast.
I think there's no sound. Yeah, my game's sound's gone.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's done it again. Ah. Unless. Nope, sound's gone. This is not good. Is the sound gone for you, Gark? Oh fuck. Without the sound I can't tell when I'm fishing.
You're gonna have to pay attention.
I feel like you might need to look into that.
No, I'm gonna have to. What I'm gonna have to do. We'll finish today. I'll then have to exit the game and then relaunch the game.
Yeah.
So it may cause the game to spuzz out with OBS, but OBS should still keep going.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Cool.
If not, I'm just gonna end up with 2 videos on fucking Twitch.
Back to the World War One thing. I'm not going to ask Justin because Justin's not well versed on this.
Nah.
The question goes to Jake.
Yeah.
Now put yourself in the position of Hindenburg and Ludendorff.
Yeah.
Now you've got to fight the Russians on the east and the French on the west.
Yeah.
You know, against the Russians, you've got Austro-Hungarian help, but you also know that their high command won't do anything on their own initiative because they'd rather leave it to you.
Yeah.
If you were Hindenburg and Ludendorff, would you assert your authority over the Austro-Hungarian high command and tell them what to do from the outset? And knock Russia out quicker?
That's a tough one.
Or would you try to leave both high commands separate and let them organise their own war?
I'd probably lean into their puppet state status, to be honest. We both know they were pretty much on their dying legs by that point, being stuck with Hungary.
Oops.
And yeah,
well, the Hungarians did their absolute best to sabotage the dual monarchy.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
they
out of
still
pure
had some.
spite.
Yeah, they had some fight in them still, for sure. It's just that they couldn't consistently keep it up. I mean, how many men did the Austrians end up fielding? 5 million?
In total, roughly 7.8 million men.
7.8 million. Seem to remember their losses were similar to the Germans, but they didn't see nearly as much action.
Well, most of the Austro-Hungarian casualties came from the Bruzilov offensive when they were absolutely smashed by the Russians. They
Yeah, Russia really. That was.
a lot of people forget this.
Yeah.
Bruzov offensive was an initial Russian success, but they were pushed back,
Yeah.
and that's where most of the Austro-Hungarian casualties came in. Particularly the Hungarians, because the Russians had reached Hungarian territory. The Hungarians did what the Germans do and Russians do when you're fighting in their own territory. It's either we win or we die.
Yeah. I've noticed that a lot of those sort of conflicts, though, from like Central, Eastern Europe, and they're going down into like the Middle East and everything. All of the other fronts of the war, they sort of get forgotten. Like the only one I hear about consistently is Gallipoli, and that's just like one campaign out of the entire, series of campaigns against the Ottomans.
Well, the Western Front's more attractive because it's trench warfare. Most of the Eastern Front was still mobile.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
the Russians were still using Cossack cavalry.
Yeah, and the Ottomans were hopelessly outdated. Like they had Janissaries still. Didn't they? Did they have Janissaries still? I think they.
Yeah, they still used Janissaries, but they had modern weaponry. But their uniforms weren't up to standard.
Yeah. See, that's the one little gap I'm going to look into in my time off is actually the Ottomans, because like I've done a little bit on it, and I just did the Armenian genocide.
I do give the Ottoman army credit. They marched 100,000 men with the supply train, camels, horses, wagons from, I think, Aleppo all the way down to the Suez Canal. They didn't lose a single man.
Yeah.
Or caravan. And they went through like 5 desert storms, didn't lose a single person.
Yeah, they were actually lucky they didn't encounter more of the Bedouin tribes. Otherwise, they would have fucked. Yeah, see, I always love that stuff. Like, one of my favorite movies on World War One is Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh yeah,
absolutely fantastic movie. Peter O'Toole plays it like a fucking. How he didn't get an Oscar for that, I'll never know.
Oh yeah,
that was his first major role.
What helped the British?
All right, guys.
Lawrence was the fact of the brutality of the Ottomans.
Just gonna quickly exit the game to fix it. So to the stream, I'll be right back. So I'm gonna switch it to boom. For this, all right. So I'll exit to desktop and then relaunch the game. Hopefully it should work. So boom.
You know what? The Ottomans are like the Austro-Hungarians. You give them German high command, they'd be a very effective fighting force.
Yeah, well, definitely. That's the thing. The German high command was always quite fantastic. I think the only point where they really started to get shitty at the end where some of them wanted to surrender. Because there's always this sort of myth of Wilhelm being completely against the high command. But in fact, he actually acted completely in favor of them. He stepped down because they recommended he did, and the public wanted him to as well.
Towards the end of that war, he was a puppet more than an emperor.
From about
Particularly in
1916,
Hindenburg and Ludendorff.
Yeah, from about 1916, I'd say definitely.
Oh yeah.
They took well and truly over because he didn't know how to coordinate it. He had fantastic generals, but he was trying to take on too much responsibility.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, got my sound back working. So you kind of missed a bit of the history talk that Jake and Chris were going on about.
Yeah, there was something or other.
Something.
Yeah, we do too much to even properly summarise it.
I'm of the firm opinion, if in 1914, when the war broke out on the Eastern Front, if they put a German high command, and I mean like Hindenburg level command general in charge of the Austro-Hungarian armies, the Russians would have been knocked out in 6 months.
Yeah, I think they would have.
Because it took the Russians, what did it take them, 4 months to get fully mobilised?
Yeah.
Even then, they had 3 men to a rifle.
Yeah. See, you know what I always found as a fair bit of a problem? I think what really got the Austrians into trouble they had pretty good training academies. Not as good as the Germans, obviously, but still pretty good. But their officer class were just terrible.
Arrogant. Although they still followed the model of the aristocrat.
Yeah.
So they were using noble class, effectively what they call noble class citizens who naturally were arrogant.
Yeah, that's just it. They completely misunderstood the bare nature of warfare. It went from being on top of the horse and either being on the right side or leading the charge to basically being in a bunker 4 kilometers back from the main front.
What didn't help them was the fact that the orders of the day had to be given out in 16 different languages.
Yeah, I think if they had properly accounted for that, considering they knew that they would be drawing from all the people of the Empire,
Oh, yeah.
they didn't, logistically, they failed in that regard. Because, you know, like, it took, I can't remember, like an hour just to get through all the orders. Probably even longer.
I actually worked it out off percent. Like, I don't know if every battle's been listed. But I worked out averages, win-loss ratios for the Central Powers based on battles they've been entered in and wins, losses, draws, and that.
Yeah.
Have a guess who was the most effective Central Power?
I think I can guess, but I want to hear you say it.
Bulgaria,
Yeah.
72%.
Yeah.
And it was then it was the Austro-Hungarians on 51.09%, and then the Ottomans, and then the Germans were 48.05. That makes sense, because when you think about the Western Front, they were always outnumbered at least, what was it, 2.5 to 1?
Yeah, exactly. I think the only time that they had a numerical advantage was just after they tried to get through to France, after they had to retreat through Belgium when you had the British Expeditionary Force. And
What was it called? The Scheifelen Plan, wasn't it?
yeah, the von Schleifen plan. Yeah, it was based on von Moltke. Von Moltke drew up plans for a French invasion in 1890, and they basically, von Ranke actually, I think it was. Yeah, von Ranke. They drew up the plans in 1890, and then Schleifen, but he just changed a few details and basically went the same way.
It's scary to think how close that came to being pulled off. Didn't it? Only failed because two armies lost communication with each other and left the gap.
Yeah. And they managed to, the
French managed to actually get in the gap.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Germans learnt from that. You look at, the 6-point plan in 1939, completely neutralised them. They didn't even need the other 4 because they got to Paris and took it.
Yeah.
Sort of interesting too, because they didn't really even end up doing much for the south of France. That was where the Free French were, for the most part. Took until like 1943 to actually establish presence down there.
It's just like World War One's just fascinating. There's so many points at the start and in the middle, which the Central Powers could have easily won it, but just didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the first naval battle.
Yeah.
The Germans could have won that. Despite what scared the German commander into retreating was the fact he was outnumbered. But what he didn't pay enough attention to was he actually had the firepower. The British had the ships, but the Germans had the firepower advantage.
Exactly.
He could have beaten the Royal Navy then and there. We all know how precise German accuracy is on their battleships. They would have easily taken out the most important English battleships and dreadnoughts.
Oh yeah, we all did. Yeah.
That would have sent the Royal Navy packing back to England.
Yeah.
Germans then that would have scared the French. The French wouldn't try anything.
Yeah. They could have got them at Somme and bloody Passchendaele as well.
And then the Germans had just let their U-boats scare the English into keeping what's left of the Navy in England, and then France is on its own.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon they should have got them at Verdun. For sure as well. They should have been able to take out the French there.
They didn't have the overall manpower numbers.
Yeah, that was the problem. Because they didn't have the logistics for it. Everybody was off on the Eastern Front because the Russians were putting up too much of a fight. And then they ended up transferring 2 million men in the end of 1917 over to the Western Front. But they were just dog-tired.
Yeah. A lot of men on the Eastern... I read a diary of one German soldier. He just spent 88 days in a forest going toe-to-toe with the Russians. They'd won that battle, the Russians surrendered, and then he got told straight away, get on this train, you're going to the Western Front. Didn't even get a break.
Yeah. That's what they did. Like, you look at how the Germans glorified, like, even in World War One, they did it. They did it again in World War Two. How they did, like, those promotional videos that sort of glamorized the individual soldier. You had, like, your guy who took out 30 guys alone and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They basically showed the German attitude towards it. It was like, sure, you're tired, but put up or shut up. You're a member of the German nation, and so you have to make Germany proud.
Oh, did you guys not join yet?
No, because you haven't sent us an invite.
I thought you guys could have just joined.
It's not even showing up.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Good host
That's
you
about
are.
right. Yeah.
I vote we elect a new host.
You know what? I get why they wanted to take out the French first, but if I was a German high command, I'd be taking out the Russians.
Oh,
Because
certainly.
you don't only free up what was it, an estimated 5 million Germans, you free up nearly 4 million Austrians.
Yeah, exactly.
You can then go in, and then if you knock Russia out before Italy gets involved, Italy's not switching sides. They're facing the full Austro-Hungarian army. They could barely fight half the Austro-Hungarian army. And you dogpile 4 million Germans, 4.5 million Austro-Hungarians directly into France, and France can't cope.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem is they always made tactical mistakes when approaching Russia. And they always gave away the game. Like bloody, even look like in 1942 when they made exactly the same mistake that Napoleon made and everybody else who's ever failed to take Russia.
Don't attack in the winter.
Yeah. Your logistics, your supply lines, everything is going to be gone. You cannot depend on Poland as a base. It's been shown again and again that it's just not stable enough. Poland crumbles at the slightest fucking twitch.
Yeah.
Well, what more can you expect? They basically were robbed of nationhood for like 150 years.
Oh, yeah.
And reinstated with basically puppet governments.
Yeah, but I'd take out the Russians first. Like, surely German intelligence would have told them that the Russians would take at least 4 months to fully mobilise. In that time, you could have knocked them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the Austrians to push into the Ukraine, take the Caucasus, take the oil fields, and the Germans can just smash whatever Russian resistance they meet up north and march straight on to St. Petersburg and Moscow.
Yeah. I think they always tried to rush too quickly and go for the major urban centres.
I can understand the threat that potential. Well, the main counter arguments I've ever seen or read about not doing that is the French. Really? You've got the Rhine River. Just defend on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's just it.
Like, sure, you lose some industrial land, but the French can't cross that river.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time they try, you just bomb them out of it.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. It's all about using terrain either to your advantage or about, using or creating it yourself. That's what trenches are all about. It was like, we can't rely on the landscape to be good for warfare everywhere we go because we're having war everywhere.
You know what?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many British and French were charging that Rhine River, they wouldn't have lost it. There's a German patriotic song called Der Wacht am Rhein,
Yeah.
which translates to the guard along the Rhine.
Yeah.
Every German soldier defending on that river would have that song on repeat in his head, and they would not give an inch.
Yeah, basically.
It'd be outnumbered 10-1, and they'd hold.
Yeah, it's a 2,000-year legacy of doing that. They pushed the Romans behind the Rhine.
Oh yeah.
And they killed, at the time, the greatest Roman hope. He was probably going to be a future emperor.
Oh yeah. It's amazing, right? The Romans call them savages, yet they knew exactly when and how to beat the Romans when required.
Well, they understood their enemy. Was the thing. They understood them very well. That's why eventually they wanted to become like them. You know, they're like, that's the cool thing about Germany is that it's this spirit of you know, like just relentless sort of get the job done, relentless work ethic. And then you get the preoccupations of the Romans that sort of informed how they sort of created, you know, successive governments and how Germany would eventually form.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. It's like that's the cool thing about like Germany and Britain is, you know, former enemies. Like they hated the Romans while they were there for the most part,
Yeah.
and now they completely ended them in culture. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, they adopted the name Britannia,
Yeah, exactly. Well, most,
and,
you know,
and the Germans adopted Germania.
yeah, exactly. I mean, most languages are based on Latin. Well, most languages from around that area of Central Europe are based on it. Like the Romantic languages.
Well, you think about it. One of, if not the most patriotic British song is literally called "Rule Britannia."
Yeah.
Not Rule Britain, Rule Britannia.
Yeah, because they're proud of their history.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. I think the Romans were always proud to have been a member of the Roman Empire. After at least 600, like I think even the sort of Saxon kings and everything understood just how important that was.
Yeah.
Crazy we don't get bloody called, you know, we get called Anglo-Saxon and not Norman when you think about it. Like they thoroughly replaced a lot of...
Oh, yeah. But apparently, according to ancestry studies, a lot of English people are actually Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah, it did definitely persist through intermarriage.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the Normans enslaved a shit ton of people. Like, they brought a lot of people over because it was overpopulated over there. That's why they'd gone in the first place. It was like William had big ambitions, but he was getting squashed into like Brittany and Normandy.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember one of my relatives from, you know, like a few generations back had a claim on this. I bet I have a claim on it too.
Yeah. Still don't see how people were so beholden to that system for hundreds of years. Oh, my ancestors own this, so naturally I should own it. Like, no.
Yeah. Well, originally it was pretty much, I think, just greed. It was just like, you know, the kings wanted to instate loyalty, so it was like, you know what? If you want your kid to have it, I guess that's okay. He's just got to re-sign the oath. He's got to re-swear fealty. But you're right. They're like, it's pretty much the problem that's still dogging us to this day is uneven capital distribution. Like, the middle classes grow up pretty damn quickly, and for middle classes to really exist there, it generally has to be a lower class. And those guys get disenfranchised because they can't do any of the skilled stuff that people actually want.
Yeah.
And so they normally became sailors and they became pirates.
You can trace
Anyway.
Yeah, you can trace half of all wars in Europe down to someone going, I have a claim to that.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Well, that's
And
what happens when you have so much diplomatic marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the problem they back themselves into is, like, Europe's got this thing where they go on sustainable models. I even look at the tools of the Industrial Revolution. We're now realizing those are unsustainable, like bloody coal and everything else.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What?
My sound's going again.
Oh, I thought you were gonna... I wasn't going to go into a climate change thing. I just always find it interesting that they're sort of Europeans... They do what the Romans did. You ever hear about that contraceptive that Romans had?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they basically used it to extinction.
Oh, shit.
No idea of sustainability. Yeah, it was apparently 99% effective.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Like, and that, you got to take with a bit of a grain of salt, because this is Roman physicians we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, stating that efficacy, but like it still was probably good enough that it's a shame that it's gone.
I know at one point they're using pigskin.
Yeah. Well, they pretty much just used. I have a feeling they just, they get all their new stuff from like when they'd expand their empires. Like they got that contraceptive plant from Carthage after they conquered Carthage. It was in North Africa. And then like other sort of stuff as well. They'd pretty much just be like, yeah, we can fit that into what we've got. And they just do it. Willie's a shitty fisherman. He has his line out the least possible that it could be.
That could just mean that he's, like, knows what fish catch, like, are being caught at that distance.
I'm going to choose to believe that he's terrible.
The distance actually matters, apparently.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so meaning he obviously wants whatever's at that distance.
Yeah. I guess he just... Well, he's a lazy bastard. He doesn't even seem to catch anything.
Maybe he just likes having the line out.
Maybe. But it's not good business.
Up. At the sewer. Damn kids trying to get into the sewers.
Don't they always do that?
Yeah. Then we try and get into the sewers by, like, giving a shit ton of fucking artifacts to Gunther.
Well, to be fair, it is where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are. Who wouldn't want to go there?
Nah, there's just a ghost that lives in
You
there.
got a point.
Oh. That's slightly disappointing. I suppose copyright concerns.
He sells some good stuff, though.
Yeah.
Because he's a merchant. And he can even become a roommate. Like, in place... it's in place of, like, marriage candidate. He becomes your roommate.
Yeah, nobody's going to want to marry you after you get a fucking merchant ghost.
As a roommate.
Yeah. That'd be like the premise of Ted, but, just substitute it, and you've pretty much got the situation.
I'm just gonna keep playing without sound, because I'm not gonna bother with it again. Until it annoys me. It just means I won't be able to fish for the rest of this. Which is disappointing. Oh, I'm gonna struggle in the mines too. When I get up to those fucking flying bastards.
Why did that not sign me in? What the fuck?
Goddamn change of weather.
I just
hate the
hope...
transition from winter to spring.
What?
I hate the transition from winter to spring. I always get there.
Oh, real life. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that exists too, Justin. Sometimes.
But yeah, I hope that the sound for everyone else and, like, watching the stream. Otherwise, that'd be embarrassing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey there.
I just got a perfect catch and a gift in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Big undertaking.
What?
I'm going to attempt to plant 100 parsnip seeds.
Oh God.
Go big or go home, son.
Oh
I'm
no.
like the German army in 1914. Go big or go home.
Ooh, flounder.
That means you're going to be watering it every single day.
I'm aware.
Oh God. Wait, is your hut the one that's closest to the what looks to be like a little lake?
Possibly.
Is that one your one? Because I had like a quick look and yeah, I thought so. Yeah, because you're the one that's smart enough to have scarecrows.
I'm not a fisherman. The life of the sea is for me.
You're not a fisherman. This life at the sea is for me. That is what you just said.
I am a fisherman. I'm not a farmer. I meant. Don't take me out of context. I'm a poor, illiterate pirate. You're as bad as the captains I used to have.
Yep.
God, he's on the bloody captain rant again. Get over it, son.
Bad usage. No, that's pretty much what they called it. Bad usage. Yeah, and it's pretty much like if the Union got violent. Pretty much the 50s Union.
Yeah. Start a war at the drop of a hat.
Yeah. That's the thing. You think about it. If you're conditioned by your society to pretty much just believe that whatever they do is completely the right thing, you're not going to have many people who question it.
Yeah.
So the pirates, started a tradition. They were pretty much they're so popular that everybody sort of knew about them. So if you had that sort of idea yourself, and you look at the example of the pirates, you're going to learn lessons from it. That's pretty much what they did. They're like, you sort of look at their, motorcycle groups. I'll bet they heard a lot of tales of pirates when they were kids.
Oh, yeah. General lawlessness, comradeship,
Yeah,
sense
it's
of
exactly
belonging.
the same themes. And man, it's been going on for thousands of years too.
Your own code of honor, code of laws.
Yeah. Yeah, it was maritime code. Like, that's the cool thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was precedent to what they were doing. Like, they didn't just exist in a bubble. They were observing the maritime laws, from times past. They were just saying that because this has been declared a lawless zone, and you told us we could do this, it's only fair that we continue to be able to do it. What's changed? We didn't sign peace with them. Like, some pirates actually said that in, 1716. They were like, we didn't sign peace with the French and the Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, the stream's been gone for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
2 hours and 17 minutes.
History podcast, you mean?
Yeah,
That's
pretty much.
basically what this has turned into.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear you stopping us.
You knew the risks.
Yeah, I was just letting it go along while I was kind of doing like a silent fucking gameplay.
Yeah. You worked as a good, guy. I tried, Justin, I tried.
Yeah. So have you guys actually been doing anything with the community bundles? Or has it just been me?
No, I've been...
I may or may not have done things.
In other words, he hasn't.
Not a thing.
Question is, have you got any evidence?
Have you even looked at the community bundles, or have you not even gone to the community
I
center?
will, but I've been mainly fishing, so I don't actually have much to contribute.
There's
you've
an
done the
entire
one.
fishing... There is an entire fishing, thing. Just
I was
because
aware of it.
just because I have it unlocked doesn't mean I've done it.
Do these bundles
Excuse me.
apply only to you, or do they apply to everybody?
To everyone.
Okay, now we've got more incentive to help. How much extra is in it for us, though?
They unlock new things. Like the bus stop,
Yeah.
the quarry, which brings more valuable stuff
But-
that
But how does
Chris
that help
knows.
me now?
it helps you in the long run because you actually have to be fucking doing it shit.
I'm a pirate, Justin. There is no long run. I'm.
I was just about to
destined
say, you,
die in 2
you
years.
sounded like a privateer trying to manage a peace agreement with the English. What do I get out of it?
I got 2 years, man. I got to make a big stash before I die. I need money now. Oh man, if they had a pirate expansion, that'd just be brilliant.
What for this?
Yeah, I mean, I would deal with peaceful pirates because it would have to be. I would deal with peaceful pirates if I could just sort of do the lifestyle.
I know you can make a
Full.
pirate hat using a treasure chest on a loom like loom or something like that. Can't remember exactly what it was, but you can
Yeah,
make
I'll
a
end up
pirate's
doing
hat.
Yeah, I'll end up doing that, I reckon.
Yeah.
I need assistance.
What do you mean?
Someone with any energy come over and help me finish off watering these plants, please. You use too much energy digging up the soil.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's just those 3 rows up the top there.
Yeah,
Thank you, lads.
you're welcome.
You weren't joking. Holy
I told
shit.
you. Me 1914, go big or go home, son. I'm doing the Hindenburg. Like I'm not doing a Ludendorff.
There we go. Yeah, thank God.
Yeah,
for
I hope I have enough scarecrows. Kind of look like I've got guards in my field.
that. Should do it. There's pirates around, I hear.
I'm living next door to one.
Oh, catch you later, Gok. Good luck
Yeah.
with school in 3 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Yeah, he's going to get some sleep. He's got school in 3 hours. Fuck that.
glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
He didn't complain about the sounds, so as far as I know, the sound's okay.
Yeah.
For
That's
the
good.
viewers, at least. So it's just something I'm gonna have to deal with. Alright, tomorrow's the Egg Festival, by the way. We're all going so we can finish the fucking meet everyone quest.
Yeah, alright, mein Commandant.
Exactly.
Any more orders you want to bark out before you get toppled?
Yeah, I wish to be referred to as Your Majesty.
Yeah,
never
nah,
gonna happen.
there's going to be a violent military coup.
You see this dog here? I found it sitting outside the entrance of your farm. Alright, I finally got Cat. Will you adopt this dog? Obviously. No, it's not going to be called Yogi, it's Cat. In capitals. Alright.
Damn it.
Well,
Hey, Park.
Cat, you be a good pooch now. I love it.
I can't believe you did that again.
Makes me want to actually get a dog just to call
I'm out
Cat.
of water. Off I go.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no worries.
Gonna go
Don't
fishing
help
again.
him with his madness.
I can see profitability out of it. I can see use to it.
Are you profiting from this?
Justin, you would have been one of those subsistence farmer, guys.
Actually,
you need
this,
to, you need to.
they're
you need to make
parsnips,
some
aren't they?
Capitalism.
I'd
Grow far more than you need and then sell it at a reduced rate.
I'd
Or
use
Yep.
increased rate.
Jake. I'm trying to talk. Anyway,
You're trying to
I'd-
talk. Try harder.
He got you there.
put like use sap to make fertilizer.
Oh, nice.
Because if you get increased chance to get gold star parsnips, because we still need 5 golden star parsnips
Oh yeah.
for one of the bundles, which is one of the harder bundles to fucking do. Because you need like 3 crops that have to be 5 stars, like 5 golden star crops, and you need 3 of them for each month.
I don't know why my voice cracked. Man.
Hitting puberty though, yeah.
Wasn't Not that unlucky. Oh, I got enough health problems. I don't need to be going through that shit again.
No, you'd be going through second puberty, if anything.
Oh god.
That's
Your
a
balls can't drop any lower.
no. Second puberty is a thing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's basically when you start getting into middle age and start getting like older and shit.
Please, I'm 4 years older than you.
I know,
of
but
people-
like what I'm getting at is second puberty is a thing.
Yeah. It is. It's basically, you know, most people rediscover themselves and they're like, oh, I want to be a completely different person than I wanted to be. For
No.
the last
It's
20 or
where
30 years.
where even more hair starts growing in places you don't want it fucking growing.
Yeah, the
And, like,
physical part, but
yeah,
the
yeah.
mental part is just as important.
Oh yeah. It's basically when you start feeling like you're worthless and you want to be like one of those hipsters.
Oh, good
Oh,
lord.
God.
It's like my dad right now. That's why he keeps buying sports cars.
Hey,
Although he's in
we've
his
crossed
50s.
We've crossed the 8th and 9th wall.
8th and 9th wall. What do you mean?
You remember me telling you that song, De Vark am Rhine, The Guard Along the Rhine? There's a
Yeah.
Russian version and a Japanese version on YouTube. Good
Oh,
lord. We've reached peak military performance, people.
Very nice.
We've got the Russians and the Japanese singing about defending the German River. Hey. Whoa. Peak military performance there, people. I'm going to listen to the Russian version in the background.
Okay, how do I actually donate something to the community chest?
by going
No, the community collection, sorry.
by going into the community center.
Yeah, you gotta actually
Activating
go
the,
in.
thingies.
Oh.
Yep.
Yep. I
Um,
forgot I had to do that part.
yeah, you guys wouldn't have done that yet, so you probably have to quickly do that. Probably today, so then you'll be able to talk to the wizard tomorrow. I don't know why I came over
Blue
here.
Mine Commandant.
I just kind of wasted time by coming over here
Where?
to the community center. I've got nothing on me. Like I was just kind of walking around, and then I realized that what I was doing, and I'm like, what the fuck am I even doing here? I don't know what I'm meant to be doing at this present time. Like I haven't got worms. Ooh,
My god, this sounds terrifying.
an amphibian fossil. Oh, I'd imagine it does.
It's a Russian voice, but it's a deep voice.
Oh god.
Good god.
That sounds amazing.
Send it later in the group chat. My god, the voice on the dude. God, I want to go defend the Rhine and they're not even a war.
Alright, oh, you're not who I needed to talk to. Fuck off, Clint. I know I entered your store. I know I entered your store, but like, fuck off, Clint.
You leave Clint out of this. Clint's a nice guy.
Yeah, so nice he's constantly being friend zoned by Emily.
Yeah, cool. That's what happens to nice guys.
Yeah. Like, he even gets his...
You gotta be realistically nice. Absurdly nice is just weird.
There's a quest later, and he's like, take this, can you take a, like, can you go get a fucking, amethyst, and take it to Emily and say it's from me?
Yeah.
Like, say it's from fucking Clint. And I'm like, fuck. Even after doing it, Emily's just like, oh, so it's from Clint's? Thank you anyway, and then gives us a fucking kiss. So not actually
Jesus.
getting what we were talking about, how it's from Clint.
Yeah. Poor son of a bitch.
And funnily enough, that's not even like when we're trying to pursue Emily. That was just like a fucking random quest.
Yeah.
That wasn't even associated with the romance aspect. Poor son of a bitch. Oh, it's
And
too
he
late to
cried.
go in. Too late to go into there.
Good lord. I could march the gate. I could march the gates to hell listening to this song.
Oh yeah.
God damn.
I think a lot of people would march to the gates of hell if they were bored enough.
Yeah. Be interesting scenery.
Is that what? Sorry.
Bored enough?
Well, I got nothing else to do. Let's storm the gates of hell and see what happens.
That, or they get told that there's like a fucking lockdown that's in
Ooh,
hell,
yes.
and then they'll just have a fucking protest in the gates of hell.
Oh, you're not wrong.
I know, that's what makes it funnier. Oh, fuck, we're in a depressing timeline.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, the Japanese version's an anime version. This sounds so cheesy.
I needed more anime with my military songs.
Oh, that's a female singer too.
Ooh.
Oh god, it actually. Ugh.
What?
It's just. It sounds like an anime theme song for a cartoon.
Yeah. Probably what they were going for.
Anime
Not a
are not
patriotic song about
cartoons.
defending your river to the last.
Yeah.
There we go. Here's a different version. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Ooh, happy and upbeat. Doesn't match the Japanese fire style, but alright.
Haha.
Funny, you know, for people that in their military songs speak highly of honour, they did the exact opposite on the field of battle.
Oh yeah. You ain't kidding.
I smell war crime.
You always smell war crime.
Yeah, it's hard to wash out.
I'll give you that one.
Why can't I ever have this level of quick thinking all the time?
That would make things too easy.
I know. Hello, cat. Well, I've probably got an idea of what I'm gonna call the fucking, like when I post it onto YouTube. Fucking, starting a new farm and a history podcast.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Best combo in town. Nobody can beat that kind of offer.
Don't forget, it's the Egg Festival. Tomorrow.
I don't seriously start 3 groups. God damn it.
What?
Oh, I sent those 3 links in, but it sent it as 3 separate things.
Oh.
Facebook. Oh, I sent the Russian version, the the anime Japanese version, and the OP Japanese version. Nice. Can you? Oh, you can. Oh, good. Once you've watched them, I can delete the chat,
Excellent.
which I didn't think you could actually do on Facebook. Learn something new every day.
What, delete chats?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can.
didn't know you could do it.
Yeah.
My sources tell me you have been poking around.
What the fuck? Aim, boy, aim.
What the hell?
What?
Who are you telling to aim?
Oh, I was facing the fucking farm, and I tried to water the thing, and then it decided to turn me.
Did it?
Yeah. And so I was just like fucking getting a little irritated at that.
Oh well, I'm sure we can easily find your boyfriend.
What?
Well, you said it turned you, didn't it?
Ah, that's what you're getting at. Haha, very funny.
God.
You think my brain will think? Haha.
Like train.
Joke's on you.
I've seen Sydney trains leave quicker than it's taking you to get there.
I miss catching trains. They were
I
fun.
Trains are the worst. Too cramped. You have to sit around.
People everywhere, people breathing on each other.
Oh, no, if you got the
God.
right train.
Yeah, me and Chris never got the right trains.
I'd always catch the train from Terralba up to Newcastle. And always like had like 4 seats to myself.
No, not bad.
That's because you look like an angry little gremlin and no one wanted to sit near.
What do you mean,
Yeah,
little?
We looked friendly, so we occasionally
Even
got
at that time, I was still taller than both of you.
Yeah, but friendly, approachable.
Please. He's barely friendly to himself.
Yeah.
I'm hateable to myself.
Don't worry, I'm the same.
I mean, if I ever learnt how to clone myself, it'd be a massacre.
If I ever met someone exactly like me, I'd probably punch him in the face.
Yeah.
It's really funny too, because if I actually ever met someone that's like exactly like me, I'd probably get along with them. But if it was a clone of me, then I'd try and do something.
If it was a female version, I'd probably marry it just to spite it.
So why am I waiting on 2 people?
Because I've got 100.
Waiting on
I've
the
got
egg festival.
What? There we go.
Some of us have 100 parsnips to water. Some of us thought they'd be Germany 1914, but they've turned out to be Germany 1970.
Oh, you're a fucking idiot.
They're in over their head and they're struggling. But they're not giving up.
So yeah, talk to everyone, Jake, when you get in. But don't activate Lewis, because he'll activate the event, and then it'll be kind of counterproductive.
Yeah.
You know, don't talk to the old guy in the middle with the beard and the suspenders.
The mustache and the suspenders.
Yeah, this old guy next to me. Don't talk to him.
Yep. No worries.
I think after this, I'll probably only need Pierre as usual, and probably Gus, because Gus seems to never appear for these fucking things. Oh no, there he is. Then how the fuck did I miss him last time? But yeah, can't talk to fucking Pierre because he's blocked in. Fucker. What do you got to sell? Not a lot. Oh, you sell strawberries. Why'd it get all quiet?
Wait,
It just went all quiet.
No reason.
it's not like we're plotting your murder.
Oh, okay. Can you like do it after stream?
We'd get more viewers if we did it on stream.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair. It's just it won't be like posted. Boom, boom, boom.
We can take care of that. I have my
Such
ways.
great friends. Alright, so everyone ready?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, starting
I'm
now.
not going to partake in this. I'm just going to stand back and watch.
If
I've got
you
no interest in it.
if you win the event, you get a straw hat, Jake.
Yeah.
I don't even get asked. What the hell?
Should be ready for you now.
You can just
Got
decide
two
to
here.
sit back though, and you don't have to actually.
No, not this.
Oh.
There's something else.
Uh.
I don't even want to go to my cousin's wedding.
Oh.
I don't like my family at the best of times. Oh, that's a lie. I like them. I just can't tolerate them.
Jake's learnt the hard way. You can't get to those ones.
Yeah. Pissed me off. Oh, that son of a bitch. See some Brooks kid around Juddy or something.
So. I don't even want the fucking straw hat. I just want to win.
Yeah, I've definitely lost. I only got two. That was shit. I want a refund.
Wait, what's happening? Oh, we're done. It just took a little bit longer to recognize that we were done.
Yeah.
Wow, look at all these eggs. Give me the prize. I defeated these children into the ground.
Jesus, calm down.
I'd be like that full-grown adult, like, going full serious in a fucking, dodgeball game.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Oh, who cares,
Go
Lewis?
to the
Get on with it.
community
Here's your prize. Enjoy. Straw hat. Well, that's it for
Oh,
this
I-
year's Egg Festival.
Yeah, gotta waste a whole in-game day for that.
Well, we got to talk to everyone, which helps with the quest that we had,
It's
so...
still ain't worth a whole day.
center.
Yeah, I just have fucking Pierre left.
I wanted to go to the community center.
Oh yeah, you did
Now
too.
I'll
Yep.
never know what the community center is like.
Actually, you should have gone yesterday.
I got lost.
What do you mean you got lost? It's north of Pierre's.
Yeah. I forgot. And I looked at the map, and then I got distracted.
There are too many parsnips.
Just a little.
Come on, give me a gold star. I've put down the work. Give me the gold star. For
That
fuck.
works.
One. I have 1, 2, 3. 3. So we need 2 more fucking parsnips that are gold star.
Should get surely 2 out of 100.
You think so?
Don't ever, ever let me plant 100 parsnips again. I mean ever.
You'll definitely get a lot of fucking money for this.
No, but
Like, you're definitely the richest person out of us. I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of broke at the moment because I bought strawberries. Glorious strawberries.
this will be easier when I get sprinklers up and running.
Oh, when we get sprinklers, oh, that'd be great.
Oh yeah.
And I'll have 300 parsnip on the go.
Boop.
Double water them, you dope.
Shame there isn't like a crafting skill, because that'd be
Yeah.
interesting to level up.
Oh yeah.
Like, you think there would be.
You would, but I guess not.
And if they added a crafting skill, they could have also added as an extension to that, like a blacksmithing skill and stuff. Then Clint would be no longer useful.
Mm.
Oh, that's why. How's it going, Pierre? Oh no. Oh fuck, I needed to actually talk to Pierre. That was the whole reason I was originally going in the first place. There we go. Oh, now I just need to give someone a gift. A gift of friendship. So have you gone to the community center this time, Jake? Oh, there you are. Hi.
Hey. So when can I start? What am I doing?
Can you see the box that's here?
No.
So you
I
can't
might
see
have
it.
to do the. Yeah, I
You
have to do the wizard part first.
Yeah, yeah. Once the wizard part's done, then the community center like box will appear right above your organized box,
Yeah.
like button.
Yeah.
Then you'll be able to see what you need to collect.
Oh, I can already see it.
Can you?
Yeah. Oh no, I can't actually. It's all question marks.
Right. You need to actually be able to read the language.
Mm.
Once that happens, then yeah.
Oh. Too easy.
Da 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 da. Oh, Jake, have you seen worms in the ground every now and then?
I haven't really noticed. Where would they just randomly pop up somewhere?
Yeah, they'd be like wiggling on top of the ground. If you see them, use your hoe on them,
So,
and you'll they're referred to as actually artifact spots, and
Yeah.
there's usually goodies in them.
Ah, cool.
So like rare artifacts that you need to give to like Gunter, among other things.
Yeah.
Gunter. Die, you damn dirty ape. Oh fuck, there's another one. Hi.
What season are we in?
Spring. It's the one that we start with.
Out of my chest.
I was giving you stuff.
Wait, you're not in the mine, Chris?
No.
I was giving you
That means I
parsnips.
skipped a
I
fucking
didn't know there
level.
was a shortage.
Shit. I actually
You
thought
know,
you were in a
you-
mine.
You know you could sell those parsnips yourself, Jake, and get money, right?
Yeah, I know. I was just messing around. I found it funny, the idea of giving you parsnips.
Smart ass.
I mean, that is kind of funny. Parsnip King over here being gifted parsnips.
Yeah, I just thought he looked like
Shut
he
up.
needed them.
Shut up.
Yeah, he looked a little hungry while waiting for these crops.
Shut up. Smart asses. I like it, I'm just not too happy about it. Smart asses.
Goddamn lag. It's ruining the song I'm making up.
What?
You hit the barrel. You can just... bloody hell. I actually moved
Can
it.
you not move me chest, please? I appreciate it being left where it was.
Whoops.
Stop it!
Oh my.
My work here is done.
Fucking pirates.
Ow.
I swear at you in Spanish, but I have a habit when I swear in Spanish, it tends to come out in Portuguese.
Yeah. You know, the
I don't
original
know
pirate
why.
code was, like, the original pirate code was actually written in Portuguese. Yeah. The 1660s. Yeah, it was the Brethren Council. That's what they called themselves. They first organized in about 1640. It was pretty much just, like a union. It's like, if we're going to be buccaneers, we should probably keep out of each other's interests and try not to get into too much conflict.
Yeah.
There's plenty of Spaniards for all of us. Good night. I better head off now, guys. I've got to...
Alright, just give us a
Okay.
moment to finish the night, and then
Yeah,
we'll,
that's what I meant.
we'll call the
Yeah,
stream
pretty
and
much.
stuff. We'll also go over the stats and stuff.
Sounds good.
Alright, so I'll just leave now. Oop. I'm gonna take a little bit to run back. In the
Yep.
mine. Oh, was in the mine at least.
Ugh.
Sorry guys, nearly done.
Oh, good.
Oh, leveled up on farming. Sweet.
Nice.
Alright guys, pull up your stats and we'll go over like levels and stuff. First
Yep.
being Jake.
Yep. Just heading into it now.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. I'm level 3 fishing and level 1 mining.
What about your other stats? Just all 0?
Yeah, all 0. I haven't really done any combat, foraging, or farming.
Alright, well,
I've
how
done a
much
little bit of
money have
farming.
you got?
On me at the moment, 3,114.
Jesus.
Yes,
All
I
right,
am quite rich.
all right, Chris.
Fishing and combat are both level 0, mining level 1, farming level 2, foraging level 3.
Fair enough. And money?
28 gold because I brought 100 parsnips.
Fair enough. All right, and I'm at 2 farming, 1 in mining, 2 in foraging, 1 in fishing, and 1 in combat. And I currently have 645 gold.
Nice.
Excellent.
Um,
Okay. That's a wrap.
Alrighty, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a follow. If you want to chat or have any game recommendations on all that, please do check out the Discord. The link is in my Twitch bio. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a like if you like the video, or a dislike if you dislike the video. Do also subscribe if you want to see more of my content. Aside from all that, I will see you all next time. Toodles!